Grandma, we've decided. You're going to Sunrise Meadows Senior Living. We already paid the deposit. That's what my 3 grandchildren said to me, sitting in my living room like a corporate board meeting on March 14th, 2023. Ryan, Ethan, and Madison, the triplets I raised since they were 3 years old. Now 28, successful, and united in one goal, putting me away. I didn't cry. I didn't argue. I just smiled. Because what they didn't know was that my Alexa had recorded their secret planning meeting the week before. And what they were about to discover would change everything. If you're wondering how a 58-year-old grandmother ends up here, betrayed by all 3 grandchildren at once, stay with me. This story will make you rethink everything you know about family and sacrifice. If you like real stories about women who chose dignity over being used, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because what happens next is going to shock you. My name is Catherine Williams. I'm 58 years old and I live in Columbus, Ohio. Before I tell you about the day my 3 grandchildren conspired to institutionalize me, I need to take you back 25 years to the moment my world shattered twice. I was 33 when my husband Robert died. Massive heart attack while coaching Little League. He was 36, gone in seconds. My daughter Jessica was only 8 years old. I remember holding her tiny hand at the funeral, trying to be strong while my entire world collapsed. But I survived. I worked as a seamstress, taking any job I could. Wedding dresses, alterations, prom gowns. My fingers bled from needle pricks, but we made it work. Jessica grew up, smart, beautiful, kind. Got a scholarship to Ohio State, met a man named Michael. They married at 23. At 25, she got pregnant. Triplets, Ryan, Ethan, and Madison. I was terrified for her. Triplets are hard, but she was excited. Michael had a good job. They had a small house. They were ready. Then, when the babies were 3 years old, Jessica went to the grocery store one Tuesday morning. A drunk driver ran a red light at the intersection of High Street and Lane Avenue. She died instantly. I'll never forget Michael's call, the way his voice broke. The sound of 3 toddlers crying in the background, asking for mommy. Michael tried. For 6 months, he tried. But he was drowning, working full-time, 3 kids in diapers, grief crushing him. One night, he showed up at my door with 3 car seats and 6 suitcases. Catherine, I can't. I can't. They need you. I'm falling apart. He signed temporary custody papers, said he'd get better and come back. He never did. Moved to Oregon. Sends $200 a month when he remembers. That's it. So at 40 years old, I became a mother again. To 3 tiny humans who had just lost everything. Raising triplets wasn't just hard. It was impossible. But I did it anyway. I worked during the day as a seamstress, then came home to 3 toddlers who needed everything. Diapers, bottles, bedtime stories, nightmares about mommy. I had no help, no family nearby. Just me, 3 babies, and a crushing mortgage. So I sold my mother's house that she'd left me, $85,000. Used it to pay off my mortgage and set up a fund for emergencies. When they started kindergarten, I was the 45-year-old mom in a sea of 30-year-old mothers. Teachers constantly assumed I was the grandmother picking them up. I was. But I was also mom, dad, and everything in between. Elementary school was expensive. 3 kids meant triple everything. School supplies, field trips, birthday parties, Christmas presents. I remember Madison's 8th birthday. She wanted an American Girl doll, $110. I sewed dresses for 22 hours straight that week to afford 3 dolls, 1 for each, so no one felt left out. $330 total. The teenage years nearly broke me. 3 teenagers under one roof, 3 different friend groups, 3 proms, 3 cars to insure. I sold my grandmother's jewelry to buy them a used minivan so they could get to their after-school jobs. $4,500 for a 2008 Honda Odyssey. When college applications came around, I sat with each of them, helping with essays, paying $75 per application. They each applied to 8 schools. That's up on $1,800 just in application fees. All three got into Ohio State. I was so proud I couldn't see through the tears. But in-state tuition wasn't cheap. $12,000 per year per student. Times 3, times 4 years, that's $144,000. I didn't have it. But I had my house. The house where I'd raised Jessica. The house where I'd raised them. I took out a reverse mortgage. $180,000. Every penny went to their education. They lived at home during college. I still cooked their meals, did their laundry, gave them gas money for their commutes. They graduated together in 2019. I watched all three walk across that stage. My heart nearly burst. Ryan became an accountant. Ethan, a software engineer. Madison, a marketing manager. They all got good jobs, moved out, got apartments, and slowly, quietly, they drifted away. At first it was normal. Young adults building lives. I understood. But then the visits became obligatory. Thanksgiving, Christmas, my birthday if they remembered. The calls became shorter. Hi, Grandma, I'm busy. Can I call you back? They never did. Then came the requests. Ryan called one day. Grandma, I need $3,000 for a security deposit on a better apartment. I gave it. Ethan called 2 months later. Grandma, my car broke down. I need $5,000 for repairs. I gave it. Madison called a month after that. Grandma, I have a chance to invest in my friend's startup. Can you lend me $8,000? I gave it. None of them paid me back. When I gently asked, they'd say, Grandma, after everything we've been through, you're really going to charge us. Over 2 years, I gave them $45,000 total. Then the calls stopped altogether. Unless they needed something. Last Christmas, none of them came. Too busy with friends, Grandma. I spent Christmas alone, looking at photos of them as toddlers, wondering where I went wrong. Then on March 7th, 2024, something strange happened. I was in my bedroom when I heard voices from the living room. My Alexa usually plays music, but this time I heard my grandchildren. Ryan's voice. So we're all agreed. Grandma goes to Sunrise Meadows. Madison. Definitely. She's 58, living alone in that big house. It's not safe. Ethan. Plus, if we sell the house, that's at least $250,000 split 3 ways. Over $80K each. My blood ran cold. Ryan. She'll resist, but we can tell her it's for her own good. Make her feel guilty. Madison. And once she's in the nursing home, we handle the house sale. She doesn't need to be involved. Ethan. When should we tell her? Ryan. Next week, March 14th, we'll all go together. United front. They left 20 minutes later. I stood frozen in my bedroom, shaking. They were planning to institutionalize me and steal my house. March 14th came. They arrived together, sat on my couch, and Ryan delivered the speech. Grandma, we've made a decision for your safety and well-being. You're going to Sunrise Meadows Senior Living. We already paid the deposit. You move in 2 weeks. I looked at all 3 of them. These children I'd raised, fed, clothed, put through college, and they were discarding me like trash. Madison jumped in. It's for the best, Grandma. You're alone here. What if you fall? Ethan. We'll sell the house, invest the money for you. You'll be taken care of. I smiled, a calm, quiet smile. I see. And you've all decided this together? Ryan. Yes, it's unanimous. Interesting, because I have something to show you. I pulled out my phone, connected it to the TV, and pressed play. Their voices filled the room. The recording from March 7th. Every word, every calculation, every piece of their plan. The color drained from all 3 faces. Grandma, we can explain, Madison started. No need, I interrupted. I heard everything. The nursing home, the house sale, the $80,000 each. Ryan stood up, panicking. It's not like that. Sit down, he sat. Here's what you didn't know. 5 years ago, I put this house in an irrevocable trust. It cannot be sold, cannot be touched. Upon my death, it goes directly to the Ohio Alzheimer's Association. You get nothing. Silence. The reverse mortgage I took for your education, I've been paying it off. It's nearly clear. And when I die, whatever's left goes to charity, all of it. Madison started crying. Grandma, please. I gave you everything, my money, my time, my life. I sold my mother's house, my grandmother's jewelry, my future. For you three. And this is how you repay me? Ethan tried. We were just worried. You were worried about $80,000, not about me. I stood up. You have 10 minutes to leave my house. If you ever contact me again, I will file a restraining order. Are we clear? They tried to argue, tried to apologize, tried to explain. I stood at the door, holding it open. They left. I locked the door behind them and I finally breathed. That was 5 years ago. I'm 63 now. The triplets are 33. They've tried calling, sending letters, showing up at my door. I don't answer. I moved on. I made new friends, joined a book club, started volunteering at the library. I sold my seamstress equipment and took up painting. Turns out I'm pretty good. I travel now, small trips, Nashville, Savannah, Portland. I live on my Social Security and a small pension. It's not much, but it's mine, and I'm happy. Genuinely, deeply happy, because I learned the hardest lesson. Sacrifice doesn't guarantee loyalty. Blood doesn't guarantee love. And sometimes, the family you need to protect yourself from is your own. I gave them 25 years. The rest of my life is mine. If this story touched your heart, leave a comment telling me where you're watching from. Have you ever had to set boundaries with family? Did someone you loved betray your trust? Hit that like button. Subscribe for more real stories about choosing dignity.